Okay, on our Massey 65, I thought I'd start at the front and get all the things out of the way that we need to have out of the way to get the engine out and put it on a stand and things like that. So with the front end, if I take the whole front end off here and take it outside or take it somewhere to work on it, I haven't got the advantage of it being bolted to the rest of the tractor to make it nice and solid for me. So when we have a look at the steering, that's the wear in the front pitman arm ball joint, and now you can see, if I get my old brush here, you can see that at some stage in its life, before it was painted and resold at a dealership, I believe, they've waxed the metal in there and they've welded a washer on the top, so to take the movement out. And it's the same at the back. At the back there is a threaded tie rod end, and it's adjustable. We can buy that one. This whole pitman arm we can't buy. So with that there, what I'm going to do is pop this out, and what I'm hoping to do later on is cut this off. I'll bore the centre out of it, make sure there's no other thread or anything like that. We'll find a tie rod end by size that matches this taper here, and we'll clean it up in the lathe if we got to, machine something down, and we'll put it up in here. If it's threaded and there's enough room, we'll thread it in, but I doubt that there will be. These were welded on end originally, so there's no, yeah, if you have a look there, it's just all welded on. So I suppose we'll start. Oh, the other movement too is in this vertical shaft here. So we can't buy that at the moment. It's unavailable, but it does have bushes top and bottom, which we can buy. So what I'm hoping when I get this far is that is mainly bush wear. This tractor originally had a grill around here that you couldn't get off, and in pulling the radiator off, I pulled the air cleaner off. Well, it had like ½ an inch of oil in it from when Noah was a boy, and this grease nipple hadn't been greased in many years. So we'll try, oh that's all right, we'll try and yeah, take all the slop out of this, so when we're running down the road later, when we get it restored, this tractor, we'll have nice tight steering, safe steering, and we'll be able to go like that. So what I like to do there, we know that nut's loose now. I will put my big crowbar in. Now that bar, it's just to hold a little bit of pressure there. And so by holding pressure there, there we go. I was a bit cack-handed then because of the camera, but right, so that one's off. Put the bar back. And I'd be reasonably confident that that taper there would be the same as on maybe a 168, 165, something like that. That's what I'm hoping at this stage until I can prove it. You'll notice when I smacked that, I had the nut on here, so if I had a miss hit, I didn't bugger the thread right up in case I have to use it or something. So that gives me this fella here. So down below there, there's another arm that comes off and goes into the back for the tie rods to go on the bottom of this shaft here. What I'd like to try and do is I've wire brushed this and I've put a bit of WD-40, bit of possum pea on it, just to try and help it as it goes with the, oh look at that. I hold high hope there. I was wondering how tight this shaft here is going to be. 1963, 2022, next year. Oh, should be getting on. What's that, 65? Something like that. I didn't film taking the cowl and the radiator and that off. That's just, if you can't do that, you shouldn't be playing with your tractor, I don't think. So this whole front axle, we're going to drop the kingpins out and all that as we go, but I just thought I'd start in the middle here. And we still have all wheels on the ground, so. Half time, change hands. Okay. A little bit of slopping there. But the good thing about that is we can probably put a puller in under here, give this a smack and pull that off. I would imagine it's not supposed to have anywhere near that amount of wear in there. I don't think it would anyway. So, okay. We have a centre in the end of the shaft here. So we'll clean that out. Okay, I'll go and get the puller and I'll get that set up and we'll come back and see if we can get it off. Okay, I've got the puller set up. I've put the, I've oiled up the threads. I've oiled up around here a bit in the cap. It hasn't got a centre in it, this puller, it's long gone, but we'll give it a go and see. Oh, someone must have loosened it for me. Yeah, that's all right. Okay, we'll put that there so it falls down on my foot in a minute. Okay, so we have a spline there. It's a keyed spline. It has a master spline in there. And I'm just holding it right up there and seeing if the movement was still there. If we come down a bit where the shaft's not worn, there's a movement still there. And there is. So that sort of tells us that it's a bush problem. You can see the wear mark on there. That would have been the original spline where it wasn't touching, and this here is where it's been rubbing on the housing here. The housing looks like it was bored wider at this side than that side as well. So look, that's not too bad. For the moment I'd like to probably put all this back on just to protect the thread. That thread's quite firm really, but anyway, that'll be fine for what we're doing at the moment. Will this open up to 1.5 inches? That was 1.5 inches, that 3/4 socket I was using. Oh yeah. So there you go. That's not quite flush. The nut's higher than the shaft, which is what I want. So what I may do with this is pop this in the milling machine. It's got a milled surface, a flat surface here, and I might just mill this flat, and then we'll measure how far it comes up here, and we'll make a wear washer for this. We'll try and work out how far it needs to go. But yeah, that was easy, wasn't it? I was a bit surprised. I thought doing this front axle, I thought, oh, I'm going to earn my keep here. Right, so where this arm goes here, there's an arm, it's got a bit of a droop in it. Pardon me. And I'll see, pardon me, if the lock nut seems quite a bit smaller than the bolt itself. See if it's all turning together. Oh, I don't think it is. I think the lock nut's staying put and we can, yeah, it is too. It's loosening up nicely. Now it's not, it's turning. Okay, I'll get my favourite little shifter in here because it's small. There we go, I think that's it. These Masseys, especially the power steering ones, where they have all the other stuff up here, they're a bit of, you had to get them right to get them going straight down the road. Looking at this tie rod here, it looks like it may have been welded before there. That doesn't look like a factory weld to me. On the draft link, drag link. I'll learn all the terms for doing mechanicking soon. Okay, now this want to go down or up, or I think I'm going to try and bump this shaft upwards. I'll get a brass punch, or a soft punch at least. This is an alloy punch, it's an old hay baler needle. So I'll see if I can hold it all up. Oh yeah, look. Bloody beautiful. Okay. Let's look for where. It's tiny. Oh geez, it's only a tiny bit, which was a positive sign. Well, the bush is right at the top here. Oh, look at that, cannot feel a lip. There's a little, slight little lip down the bottom there, but oh, I'm pretty sure I could live with it. Yeah, very small. I'm not sure that it's not supposed to be there, that little lip. As when you follow the line from being machined on the splines here, there's no lip at the bottom end. You can follow the splines right up. So possibly this size here isn't too bad, like this one here, because when you follow the splines up, the machine surface here, there's no lip where the bush is worn in down into a certain area. So look, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm thinking we may have dodged a bullet there. We'll just see, I suppose. Time will tell. Okay, these fellas here, I think we should be able to unbolt them. I haven't got a proper manual for this tractor, so we'll just make it up as we go. Anyway, oh, there's one. These probably haven't been out since Coventry in England. Come on, Gertie. Oh. They're the same length. Yes, they are. I just got to talk to this one. No, he's not talking. Okay. We'll try the Sid chrome. Holy dooly. Okay. We're going to have to get serious now. The snap-on breaker bar and an impact socket. Get out of there. Oh, that's tight. Is there anything under there? No, that's a blank hole underneath. And we just broke that off. Okay, there's a job for us. Won't be a bad one. Oh, bolts are easy to get out. Okay, let's have a bit of a tappy tap. Oh, look at that. There's my little broken bolt. I suppose you should deal with that, eh? There's the housing, so yep, the bush is right down this bottom end here, about there. So no, I won't put it all together. I was going to sit it there together and just see, but with the spline coming out the bottom here, with the master spline. I thought that might have had a bit of a nick in it for the bolt to go through like on the top of your kingpin housings, but all right, I'm happy with that. That's a good thing. Not happy with a broken bolt, but anyway, that's par for the course, eh? All right, we'll tidy up round here and I think we'll attack this bolt, eh?